Here on Express Training Bites today, we have Taylor Anderson. She is the territory manager for Dallas and East Texas for SanMar. And we kind of joked around a little bit. I know a lot of people from West Texas, not many from East Texas, but that's where she's from, and that's where she reps SanMar. And today she is going to be talking to our distributor partners about how they can get back out there and start selling. So, Taylor, take it away.
All right. Thanks for having me here, Brandon. He did a great job in introducing me, but I'll kind of give a little introduction of myself. I am the territory manager for Dallas and East Texas for SanMar. I have been here about 1.5 years, and my entire background is apparel. I really love what I do, and I love apparel. I know a lot about decoration as well, so ask me about that. I wanted to start off and kind of talk about just a couple of things of how this has been a really weird year. And a lot of the questions that I'm getting from distributors out there are, well, how can I sell to my customers? And I think just the climate is just kind of doom and gloom. It kind of has been since March. But things seem to be kind of picking back up now. People are getting out a little bit. Some people are, some people aren't. So I just wanted to start off and talk about how positivity is really important in this climate, because it's easy to sit down and watch the news and see all the sad stuff, all the negativity, see your sales and see them down. You know, your customers aren't answering the phones. They're not letting you come in and, you know, see them. So everyone is just so, woe is me. What am I doing? And this morning, actually, it was just so perfect timing. I get the emails from the Daily Positive email subscription thing, where it's just little quotes every day, just different little positivity things. And the one this morning was from John Gordon, I believe, and he talks about the coffee bean. You see him on LinkedIn a lot, and it's talking about how in boiling water, if there's an egg in there, the boiling water makes the egg harden. If there's a carrot in boiling water, it makes the carrot weaken. But if there's a coffee bean in boiling water, the coffee bean then changes the environment of now what the boiling water is. It's no longer just boiling water, it's coffee. So I thought that was kind of cool, of basically saying you can let your environment change you. It can harden you, it can weaken you, it can make you, you know, sad and negative, or you can look around and you can change your entire environment. And I thought that was just so perfectly fitting for right now, because this environment just isn't great. Everybody is just like, this sucks. And we don't have to sit around and just hang our heads and be defeated. We can look around and say, what can we do to make our environment better so that I can then get more sales, so that I can, you know, support myself, support my family. And at the end of the day, that's what we're all doing, right? When everybody's selling, everybody's making money, everybody's happy. And just because what they say on the news isn't good, we can make our environment positive. So now that leads me to my next point of, what are you going to do to make your environment better? You know, well, you might not can go knock on doors. You might not can cold call. Some of your customers, their budgets are down. They're not buying. They've frozen all of that. Okay, fair. But what are some things that you can do? Our toolbox. What is in your toolbox? I feel like up until the big COVID shutdown, everyone was kind of complacent. Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? People were doing well in their businesses before this, but why just stop and not hone your craft? Why not sharpen the tools that are in your toolbox? What tools do you have now? What have you been working on during the shutdown? And so I have a couple of things that I do want to talk about for that. One, be creative, expand your customer base. Are you only selling into one niche market, and maybe that market wasn't deemed essential during the shutdown? Hopefully a pandemic like this never happens again. But what if? So now maybe think about expanding your horizons. If you don't sell much apparel, apparel was one of the things that during the shutdown was a big seller, even though obviously PPE was way up there, as we all know, but people need apparel. So that's something, maybe if that's not something you're doing, check into it. Check into other hard goods. If you didn't sell PPE, maybe look into having that as a little bit of an additional offering in your business. Then utilize the training that is out there. There's so much free training, free digital tools from so many different organizations and suppliers. SanMar in particular, I can obviously speak on that because I work for SanMar. We have incredible digital tools. We have a media library with lifestyle images that you can pop logos onto and send out to your customers. I hear often people who maybe aren't as tech savvy normally, they say, well, I don't have a graphic artist, or, oh, like some people just have these awesome pictures. And I show them the media library and it blows their mind. So that being said, if you're a SanMar customer, all you have to do is log into your account and you can find it from there. If you have questions about it, definitely reach out to your local territory manager. I would be glad to help direct you towards that person if you aren't sure, no matter where you're located. My email is tayloranderson@sanmar.com. Feel free to email me and I will get you hooked up with your local territory manager. I can even walk you through a couple steps. It would take a 10-15-minute Zoom meeting for us to just kind of show you that. And that's a tiny little bit out of your day. It won't hurt anyone to have a little bit of training for 15 minutes, and that could change your whole business. So just really utilize the tools that your suppliers have, and they're easy to use. I know there's other hard goods suppliers out there and things that have it, but definitely use those. Another thing, your regional association. I know that some people say, oh, my regional association's kind of sleepy, or oh, we don't do a lot of things. It's just maybe luncheons or maybe trade shows. Think again. I know a lot of the regional associations have really reinvented themselves, and I'm putting a little bit of a shameless plug in there because I am on the board for the for PPAS, which is the regional for here in Dallas and the surrounding states. So definitely reach out to them, follow them on social media, get engaged, because even if you aren't ready to step out of your house, or you're not ready to welcome your vendors back in person, or you're not ready to attend those live events that they may be having, there's still lots of online tools from those guys. I mean, incredible industry professionals out there are doing these webinars that you can sit and learn to improve your sales. You may have been in this business for a really long time, and you may be, I'm the pro, I could write the book on sales, but it doesn't hurt to always practice. I mean, pro athletes, even during shutdown, they're still practicing, you know, they don't just sit and, you know, they're able to still be a good athlete and just sit there. It's the same thing with us. We continually have to, you know, soak in all the training that's there. And then another thing that's in your toolbox, what are your relationships like with your vendors? Do you know who your local rep is? Do you know who your main contact is on the inside? Don't think, oh, well, my rep hasn't walked in my doors or they haven't called me. Reach out. Try to find out who that person is. Grow those relationships, because me being a territory manager and knowing so many other supplier reps that are my friends, we want to help you. And everyone is different right now. Some people are letting us come in live. Some of us are doing Zoom meetings. And if you're not ready, let's do some Zoom meetings. Everyone is willing and ready for that. And we would be happy to talk product, talk any of your pain points, programs, any of that, anything to help you. Help us help you by being open to that. And then what are your relationships like with your customers? maybe you have a lot of reoccurring things with some of these customers and they've continued to buy even through the shutdown. But when was the last time that you had a face-to-face talk with them? Even if they're not letting you come in, you can maybe do a Zoom meeting with your customer. Send them a box of, I don't know, Tiff's treats or something. I appreciate your business so much. Create some custom, hey, we're the industry that knows that. Create some custom swag for them and put some things in front of them. I appreciate your business so much. Send them a blanket or something. SanMar has blankets. Send them a blanket with their logo on it and a handwritten thank you note. Thank you so much for still buying from me even through this crazy time. Here's a token of appreciation. That buyer is going to get that blanket or whatever item, tumbler, whatever it is you send them. And they're going to say, oh, I really love this. This is a good idea. I want to order 50 of these to send to my employees, or I want to send these to our clients. So keep in mind that even those little tokens of appreciation still can help you build business because you're still growing that relationship with your customer. Don't let it get stale. And then just keep in mind the whole safety thing. I do just want to kind of speak on us. For me specifically, getting back out. SanMar, we're getting back out. All the territory managers, we're getting back out to show the new line. We had our new line drop recently, so we've been out showing it to the customers that are open to the face-to-face meetings. We are social distancing. We are coming in. We're wearing our mask. We're talking to you ahead of time, really making sure that everything, our ducks are all in a row, and making sure that everyone is comfortable. Because that's the last thing we want to do is make anybody uncomfortable. And I'm sure that goes for any other supplier out there that wants to get in front of you guys. So keep that in mind. We want to see you, and it is of utmost importance that we're doing it in the safest way possible. So if you're worried about anything, we can all wear a mask. I always have samples of masks with me. So if someone forgets their mask, I have extra. So just keep that in mind and be open to it. Communication is really important right now. I know in normal times, people love to get busy and maybe they don't always email back or always call back. But right now, really be sure that you are really, really staying close to your key supplier contacts, because we will help you build your business. Just let us. Brandon, what do you think about all that?
I love it. So, yeah, I mean, I've been on both sides of the industry. I've been on the distributorship and on the supplier side for both big and small, and now being the service provider and especially an online digital marketing service provider. I'm in a unique position to kind of see everything that's going on and have the sympathy and empathy for everybody that is in this thing and fighting. So I love it. I love the expand your toolbox. And if you're not open to, going back to how we used to do it, the face-to-face meetings, really jumping on that digital train. You have a lot of time, distributors and suppliers, now that you're not out there running around in the everyday of the hustle and bustle, right? I was actually talking to my girlfriend about traveling the other day, and think about this. So even just going across town for a meeting, right? As a supplier, it takes you a solid hour to prep for where you're going to go and pack your car with all your gear, get over to the meeting. Then you've got to set up for the meeting, put out all the catalogs and put out the thank you notes and make sure you're putting out the right logo for the right company that you're going to and all of that. And then you have to drive back and do the follow-up. So when it's all said and done, an hour meeting takes 3.5 hours in physical time. So now a Zoom call or a promo show meeting or just even an email communication, like you said, communication is key. Then now the hour is exactly the hour with maybe 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after.
Absolutely.
So, and you're at home, throw on a top shirt. Who cares what's going on down there? You're good to go.
You can wear your sweatpants.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so true. You're saving gas money. You're saving all of this time. You're not stopping and getting coffee like you would, So it is kind of a win-win, and I think it's here to stay.
Yeah.
We all want to get back in front of each other. We all want to hug each other because we're a hugging industry, right? But the whole digital thing is here to stay, and I think we all need to embrace it and look at it in a positive way and see it as a way that we're improving our environment by now having this additional digital toolbox that we can make our business better.
I love it. I am going to ask you the one question that nobody is going to ask you in writing because they don't want their name attached to it on a Facebook post that lives forever. But when you're a supplier and you're telling a distributor that, oh, just go out there and start selling, how would you answer a distributor that's like, yeah, but my customers aren't buying? How would you help them spark sales with their customers?
Well, I've heard that some. So one, keep in mind, moving forward, expand your customer base. Okay, I'm just going to say that as a very blanket statement. But if you have these customers who were your big, I mean, they were the customers that were keeping the lights on, you know, talk to them. I mean, because maybe they're not buying right now, that doesn't mean they're not going to answer your phone call.
Right.
You know, maybe they're not going to buy in the way that they were buying before. Maybe they were a big account for a certain kind of promo product. Maybe we can approach it in a different way. Talk to your key suppliers that you were using their products for this customer. Brainstorm with us. That's what I always tell people. I'm like, let me do a one-on-one Zoom call with you. Let me help you. Maybe we need to revamp some things. Maybe we need to bring on some lower price point pieces. You know, maybe even put some of the cost onto their employees instead of doing the employee appreciations. Brainstorm with your suppliers. Don't just sit there and think, oh, well, I'm only talking to my boss. I'm only talking to my coworkers in my distributorship. Talk to your suppliers because we see things from a different view. A lot of us have been in different places within the industry, so we understand how it works. So come to us and, you know, talk to your SanMar rep, talk to your hard goods rep that you buy your favorite drinkware from. We all are going to have different ideas, and use us because that's what we're here for.
That's awesome. No, I mean, that's always been a big key. When I was an outside rep, that was one of my things I used to tell the distributors all the time is get to know your rep. Because they can help you with everything. They can help you with the good times, the bad times. I mean, we were screaming as an industry at the end of 2019. We were up. Everything looked like we weren't going to be stopped. We were going to reach 30 billion this year. It was going to be no problem. And nobody saw this coming. And I think you said that earlier, hopefully another pandemic or something like this doesn't happen again. But in all actuality, something will. So be prepared the next time that this happens with your digital toolbox and understanding that the little dot on your camera isn't just for the CIA to spy on you, that it's actually can be used to build your sales and grow your business. So that's fantastic.
Yes, that's right.
You did give your contact information earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of time now. How can people reach out and ask you questions, Taylor?
Yeah, so y'all can email me. My email address is tayloranderson@sanmar.com. And on Instagram, you can follow me at T-shirt Taylor. It's my work-related Instagram. And then I don't have personal social media. And then I have my LinkedIn. So Taylor Anderson on LinkedIn. Definitely reach out to me. Even if you aren't in my territory and you don't know who your territory manager is, I can hook you up with them. And if you know who your territory manager is, say, hey, I saw Taylor over here and she was telling me about the digital tools. Can you help me? And they would be so happy to set a meeting with you.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Taylor, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I loved it.
Absolutely. Everybody, that's going to do it for Express Training Bites today. Go ahead and check back next Thursday, and we'll have something else for you. Should be a good time. See ya.